Alright, so jumping into the second trade of the month, we had two stocks in our watch list today. One of them being BW, which is the one that we entered, and the other one being Dawn. We decided to just go with the BW trade, which looked like a really promising setup here as opposed to this second one. It also didn't close above the 13.20 level, which I was looking for that. So we didn't get the confirmation for that one. But for BW, we actually did get a nice little break above the 1180 mark. I think was 1175, 1170, which I think it was the breakout point. So we got a nice little close above that, and we decided to take that trade. So that's the second trade going into the month here. And keep in mind, this is after a 7 losing streak here. So hopefully things pan out a little bit for us and we see some success with these current two trades. So first of all, we're going to go over XTIA. XTIA is a trade that we took yesterday here on a nice little breakout. So again, we're trading the exact same thing every single day here. So essentially what I'm looking for is first of all, an aggressive green candle that closes relatively high. So in this case, it could have closed a little bit higher, but I still decided to take it because, well, it closed well above a strong resistance level over here, or a little range right here, whatever you want to call it. It closed well above it, and I decided to just go for it. So those two things combined with a good spike in volume. Typically, you expect to see something like this over here in the past, an aggressive volume spike like right here. That would be ideal, but the volume that we saw yesterday was still a valid amount of volatility. It was definitely above average, so I decided to just go for that trade. Again, just to recap, we're looking for an aggressive explosive candle, and secondly, some range or resistance that is being broken with that candle, and then as well some volatility, a lot of volume with that breakout. That's pretty much what we're looking for. So once we do that, we have a hard stop loss at the midpoint of that candle that we entered, which was this. So yesterday our stop loss was somewhere around right here, and today we just moved it up slightly, 116 below this recent candle which just formed today. So yeah, it was 5.79% that we moved today, so that was a really good move. I think we peaked at around 10% all the way up here, but we came down a little bit. So the important thing here is that we moved up our stop loss just slightly a little bit, and tomorrow if the candle does have a higher low, then we'll simply move up that stop loss 116 below that higher low, pretty much eliminating any risk at that point. So hopefully tomorrow this does close a little bit higher, and then we get to see our stop loss get moved up well above the break-even point into the profit point. So at that point, it wouldn't be a question of if we're going to make money or not. It's going to be a question of how much money we're going to make. So that's where you want to position yourself as a trader. So let's get into the stock that we actually took today. BW was a nice little breakout here. It could have moved up a little bit higher, but I still decided to take this trade considering the volatility, the volume down here, massive spike in volume, and we still managed to break above the resistance level here. So all those things combined, I really like this setup a lot. And you could also even say that this was a nice little breakout here from the wedge. If we put a little line right, I think it's called a bull pennant. Whatever the case may be, it was a nice little breakout of the little range right here. So that was good to see. A strong candle, explosive volume, and the candle pretty much closed near the highs. So that's really what we want to see, an elephant candle. We're kind of getting a head and shoulders here now that I look at it, but today's candle just pretty much eliminated that pattern right there completely. Again, if tomorrow the price does come down to the midpoint, I am going to exit out right there with the loss, but hopefully we don't have to do that, and hopefully the price does manage to stay around these levels, maybe even use the prior resistance as support to climb higher, and we just trail up our stop loss, move up our stop loss to break even in some cases, or even into the profit. So that's where we're at. BW, the new trade today, hopefully it performs well. Yesterday's trade did definitely perform decently today, moved up around 10%, came back down, we closed at around 5.7. So things are looking pretty good. Hopefully we do get to redeem ourselves from the massive catastrophic 7 consecutive losses here that we endured, but even after that we're still in the green here, just slightly, especially considering the fees that we had to pay when we enter and exit the trades. We're probably at around 1% return, and that's all out of like 26 trades that we have. So all things considered, we're essentially at break even right now, and that's a month of trading right there. So with that being said, I'm gonna end it right there. I do share my watch list here every single day for the people that are in the Discord. I don't have much people, to be honest, so consider joining, supporting the channel. And I also do have the strategy here, a quick summary of the strategy for you guys, some examples here of the strategy. So if you're interested in the strategy, I think it's a really good foundation to get you guys started. By no means is this a perfect strategy. As a matter of fact, right now I'm still working on the strategy, so I wouldn't really say that it's profitable. I mean, you can see that I'm pretty much at break even right now, so it's still developing strategy. But if you want a foundation, feel free to join. As you can see, we have 2 versions. This is the version 2.0, so I am updating it as I gather more data and see what's working and what isn't. But with that being said, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe if you enjoy this type of content, short little videos. Let me know in the comments any questions, any advice, whatever the case may be. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Stay focused.